For our assignment, we chose Galatea, which is an interactive fiction video game, or as we've learned to regard it as, cybertext. It was created by Emily Short. The player character is an art critic who is visiting an art exhibition that features AI, or animates, as the text refers to it. Galatea is seemingly an AI, and the story is set in the room with her. The work is like a text adventure, where you write what you do, think, or say. She will respond to questions, and what you tell her, and the order of what and when you tell her, is crucial to the story of the playthrough. There are many different endings and more ways of getting them. The story can go in many different directions. You can end the story at the very first interaction by just typing walk, which makes the player character walk away to get a glass of champagne. Angering her will also end the interaction. There's even an interaction where you anger her to the point where she kills the player character. There's not a canon to the character, because one ending can reveal a puppet master pulling the strings and tell you that she wasn't alive at all, just a doll, while another ending can reveal the god Aphrodite, who appears behind you, and in that particular ending, Galatea is very much alive. In most of the endings, she is real. It's just this one ending tells her as a puppet. So in one version, she never truly existed at all, but in the others, she is an animate. The game itself is run in Spatterlight, which is a program for these sorts of texts. The player is presented with a text box when first opened, where he can type the commands at the bottom of the text. On the top of the text box, there is a line that simply says back view when you boot it up. This refers to the position of Galatea. A command such as turn Galatea turns her around, which then changes the status to 1/4 view. A situation from a command may prompt her to move of her own volition, so it refers to the position she is facing on her pedestal.
When we first interacted with the game, it took a while to get into. It's not easy knowing which inputs may work and why. Typing help brings up a menu of different kinds of approved commands, as well as tips to what you can ask Galatea. Getting to know the algorithm of the game is crucial to be able to get creative with shaping your own story. As mentioned, there are many different ways the story may unfold itself, and you can either choose to follow different guides on how to create a story with specific outcomes, or you may play simply following your own intuition and creative desires. We tried both, and the experience is equally awesome. The stories which the game may tell are wildly different. In one narrative you kiss her, and in another she kills you. There are mainly 3 characters that are recurring. That's the player character, an art critic, who is visiting the exhibition. The second is Galatea, the particular exhibit the player character is interacting with, which is a statue who's come to life. Then there's Pygmalion of Cyprus, the creator of Galatea. The placard on Galatea's pedestal tells us that he is our creator and has since committed suicide. Depending on the input, Galatea may reveal different kinds of details about Pygmalion. Galatea is a game which functions as a textonic dynamic cybertext, because the scriptance varies according to the cause and effect of your interactivity between the player and the non-playable characters, and the number of textons aren't known. This makes Galatea quite interesting, because you may restart the game and narrate a different kind of story. The sequence in which the scriptons appear determines what kind of reaction it causes, which makes the text indeterminable. Galatea is intransient, given the fact that nothing happens unless you press a button to continue or type approved commands. The nature of this MED game is highly personal, where the choices your character makes highly affect the outcome. The axis is open in the sense that the player can perform any approved action at any time. Thus the scriptons varies depending on which actions the player has previously performed and scenarios you have already discovered.
I really liked Galatea. It's the most interesting work we've interacted with as of yet, in my opinion. I found myself restarting again and again, trying other input combinations to get different stories. It reminds me of the movie Ex Machina in a way, where the main character gets to meet an AI and test it.
Uncovering different stories of Galatea was very fun and interesting. We agree that Galatea is the best work we've interacted with as of yet. I find myself playing a metagame where I try to end it with the fewest possible inputs. The medium in which the story unfolds is very different and exciting in comparison to a regular book. The story and longevity is short-lived. However, I spent some time truly getting to know and get the hang of this hypertext, and I have to say it was truly a positive experience.